your girl Cass. Welcome to the mother of Pluckers, where we are without a coop, we are without chickens, and we're just winging it. I am here today to start documenting a series where I turn my backyard into a barnyard. Please join me for the ride as I go about this lovely little adventure and try to raise chickens with you and build a coop with you and start composting and doing a little greenhouse as well. I would love if you guys join me for that. So a little bit about me. My name is Cass and I live in the beautiful city of California, which is surprisingly a little chilly right now. And I live in a nice unincorporated area, which is great, and I'll tell you why later. I am the mother to 3 cats. I have Alice, who is a calico. She's 8 years old. She is very spoiled and definitely thinks she's the queen of the castle. I have Lewis, who is a little fat boy. He's about 1.5 years old. I found him the night before Thanksgiving. He ran into my arms. I was obviously chosen by the cat distribution center. And then I also have little Lulu. She was abandoned at 4 weeks old. I took her in and my husband and I nursed her and took care of her. She's our little baby and she is absolutely scared of the outside. Probably one of the only cats I've ever met that does not want to come outside. So I don't know if you guys will ever actually truly see her out here, but I hope that as I record and as these videos go on that she will be brave enough to come out and adventure and see you guys. So why am I doing this? I am doing this because I thought a lot about having chickens. My husband and I had vacationed on the Hawaiian Islands a couple times and we just loved being around the chickens, seeing them, seeing the different personalities. It seemed like a great idea. Of course, we're also going through an egg crisis, so I feel like this is a really good time. I did a lot of research on chickens. I saw all the pros and cons. I was still determined, so then I said, okay, am I actually allowed to own these where I live in California? The answer is yes. As long as I have under 12, then I can take on these hens, and I'm not allowed to have a rooster because of the noise level, which of course I want to be respectful to my neighbors as well. So I probably, even if it was allowed, would not acquire a rooster. Also, my husband has a hard time sleeping in general, so I'm pretty sure he would lose his mind if we owned one. It's going to be an 8 by 17 foot coop. The reason why I did this was each chicken deserves at least 10 square feet of their own for them to have the best quality of life that they can. For me, I know that I probably will not be able to let them free range all the time. We do live in a really nice area, but we do have predators, and so I want to ensure that the space that I'm giving them allows for them to be inside their coop, inside the run, and that I can let them free range when I get home, but I just want the extra precautions in case that's not always available. When looking at chickens, I have friends and family around me who also own chickens, and of course the number one thing everybody said was beware of chicken math, because it's a real thing and everybody says that they're only gonna have 3 chickens or 4 chickens and then chicken math happens. I was like, I'm only gonna have 3, which praise God for my wonderful husband who knows me better than I know myself and said that we need to have more square footage because for sure we were not going to end up with only 3. And in the span of a month we've already decided that we're getting 4. So chicken math is already taking place and we haven't even gotten the chickens yet. So an 8 by 17 space is really good for us because we can fit more chickens in there over time if we decide that we need to. Okay, another thing to consider is the coop based on the weather. So because we're in California, we do get more heat than we do cold, and I wanted to make sure that the coop that I'm building has a lot of ventilation. So after researching a lot, I did decide that I am going to build the coop myself. I did get the coop designs off of Third Coast Craftsman. I really liked his build. I love the way that he did it. It feels like something that I can do myself, and of course with the right tools and the right construction supplies, I can do it all right back here. I did consider buying a coop from Carolina Coops. Personally, after doing lots of research, I feel like they have the best possible coops. The coop that we had considered getting from Carolina Coops was the All-American coop, and it's a 6x12. I think like the starting cost for that was like $6,700, and that wasn't even everything that my husband and I wanted. By the end of our calculations, it would probably end up being somewhere between $10,000 to $11,000. I feel like I can make the coop for a much cheaper cost already with the tools in my cart suggested by Third Coast Craftsman. It's going to cost about $2,000 for the tools, which are an investment. For the wood supplies and everything else, it's going to be about $3,000. I do have different types of wood, and I've changed the wood that Third Coast Craftsman has. I'm using a lot more redwood in it. I am planning on purchasing it from Lowe's as of now. That may change. It just looks like they do delivery. I don't have a truck, neither does my husband, so we can't cart that wood back and forth ourselves, so we do have to do delivery. The next thing that I needed to consider was the breed of chicken. So when you are looking at chickens, just like dogs, different breeds do different things. I knew without a doubt that I want a Silkie. I don't know if you've seen a Silkie, they're adorable, they're little poof balls, and really that type of breed, you're buying it because it's adorable. You're not buying it for egg production, it's low egg production. You're not buying it because of egg size, because the egg size is small. You're buying a Silkie because it's really freaking cute. And so I knew I wanted a really freaking cute hen. And what I surround that Silkie with, because it is a bantam, so it is half size of a normal chicken. Typically they can be up to 3 pounds, I think, and a typical hen can be like 6 or 7 pounds, so it's real tiny. There is a pecking order of chickens. What that means is, just like with dogs, there's alphas, betas, omegas. There's a pecking order with hens, and I want to make sure that whatever hens I am surrounding that Silkie with will be good to it. The breeds that I decided on surrounding the Silkie is going to be a buff Orpington, who are really good layers, just your average chicken looking chicken, and they're really known to be gentle and quiet. Out of all the videos I watched, tons of what are the best breeds to get, almost every video, no matter the variation or the state, said a buff Orpington. Next one is a black Australorp. These ones are really, really great as well. I also took into consideration the fact that it's a very gentle breed. They're really good with our weather. And then the third one that I want to get is a barred Cochin. I hope I'm saying that right. Also really gentle breed, supposedly very good with Silkies, and I really liked getting that one too because it's a little bit of a different variation of color. I love the way the little barred hens looked. I think it's really cute. I do plan to get chicks. I had debated for a long time between getting chicks or pullets, and ultimately I think chicks are the way to go for me, simply because I want to make sure that the chicks are well handled. I want to make sure that they are used to being around kids, that they're used to being around other animals, that they're used to just us. And I feel like you can really build a bond with animals when they're younger. I really think that that's important to me, especially because they're not just going to be egg producers for me. These chickens are going to be pets and family, and so I want to make sure that I'm building that bond with them. The con of getting chicks is that it's not always accurate what their sex is going to be, so I do run the risk of getting a rooster instead of a hen. This is concerning because I unfortunately would have to fall in love with this chick, because I will fall in love with it, I know myself, and then find out it's a rooster and have to rehome it, because it is unfortunately not allowed to live on our property just by county law. I do run the risk of getting a rooster by the grace of God and with lots of prayer, I'm hoping that we do not end up with a rooster by accident. It is a chance, and I will make the decisions on what to do if I get to that point. But as of now, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to leave it up to the Lord. I guess the pro of getting a pullet would essentially be that, because if you get a pullet, the sex is more likely determined and you really don't have to worry about it not being what you thought it was. But I just think having a chick, going through that stage with them is going to be so fun, and really just getting used to them and holding them and taking all the little pictures, and I don't know, they're just going to be cute and fluffy. So I really want to experience that, and I'm really excited to do that, so it'll be good. So what's next? What's next is that we are going to be leveling this ground back here. Right against these bushes is where we're going to put our coop. And because our coop is going to be an 8x17 coop, I want a 9x18 space leveled off. You can kind of see that our grass is like at this slope. The problem with just building on top of unlevel ground is that your wood is going to shift and move over time. Things aren't going to be stable. The doors won't open right. Also, predators have better access, and I just want to make sure that I'm doing everything to the best of my ability. So as much as I love my beautiful grass, I think it's a much better choice to level off this ground. I will actually not be doing the leveling of the ground simply because we do have a watering system in our grass, and I don't want to be responsible for ruining that. Our gardener is really good. We trust him with everything. He's awesome. I shot him a text 2 days ago and just said, hey, like, what can you do with our grass if I wanted you to level it off for a 9x18 space? He shot me back a cost of about $500 just to make sure that everything is flat and to haul away the topsoil, top dirt. The cool thing about him doing it for us is that if he does run into any of our watering lines or anything, he will be handling it for us because he is our gardener and he already knows what he needs to do, and he's handled things like that for us before. And I think he did say that our watering lines are 18 inches deep, so it really shouldn't be an issue, and he shouldn't have to move anything with our sprinklers, but just in case, he will handle that, as well as turn off the sprinklers against those bushes just so that it does not go into the coop, because I don't want our hens to be soaked through the bone. So he is going to turn off all the sprinklers that are going to be around the area where the hens will be, just so that they don't get wet, that the coop doesn't get wet, and make sure that it's all good. So once we have all of that leveled off, I'm going to start construction. I'm going to start recording my adventure, my mess ups, my failures, and the adoption process of these little buddies, and of course introducing them to the family and the cats, and you guys can watch with me how they grow, how I care for them, the products that I use and buy, and over time we'll see how this goes. So I hope that you enjoyed this channel. I will have everything linked down below. Don't forget to smash that like button, and thank you so much for being here. Bye!